Recently, Naoki Yoshida, longtime Final Fantasy director and producer, spoke out about how he and many other Japanese developers felt that the term JRPG was derogatory. This is likely because, the first time they were hearing it, many gaming publications and even gamers themselves were trashing the genre, calling it bland, boring, and bad, among other things. The mid to early aughts were tough for the genre. Since gaming had slowly started becoming more mainstream, a lot of normies began playing JRPGs, and they were finding that they may not like them. And that resulted in reviews like this.
So you like Xenosaga?
Yes.
What the is your problem?
This got me thinking about how this trend of people unfamiliar with RPGs making stupid comments on the genre still continues to this day. Plenty of gaming journalists won't even play the games in question at times, and it shows. They may as well have put a monkey in front of their computer and have it write the article. So I decided to compile a list of some of the worst articles I've ever seen about Xenoblade. Some of these you'll really have to see to believe, so sit back, subscribe, and be prepared to get a little bit dumber. So this first one is the one that actually inspired me to make this video. I don't remember when I found this article, but I remember when I did, I was completely flabbergasted. 10 hilarious memes only true fans will understand. So, if you don't know any of these, not a true Xenoblade fan. Now, this article comes from The Gamer, which is a website that I've seen a couple times. It seems to be pretty low effort content overall, so don't expect too much here. Number 10, Xenoblade Dogs. So apparently this is a reference to the film Reservoir Dogs, and I guess the guy that made this is saying that the characters walk like the characters in Reservoir Dogs. Like what is this? This is not a meme. This isn't funny. No one has ever said this before. Waluigi Chronicles. So yeah, I've seen people mention that Vanguard looks a little bit like Waluigi. So, you know, I guess this is a valid meme, but what is, like, the image that they're using as an example is not funny. It looks like Waluigi is up to his old tricks. What has Vanguard done in the game that would make them say something like that? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't. It is interesting to think about this universe being connected to Mario's, as if Waluigi fell into a portal or something. What would he do? I don't know. It's a waste of my time. Why so British? It's funny because they're British voice actors. Good job. The Ether Stream. Again, this isn't a meme. This is just an element in the story. The live stream isn't even a wholly original idea either. I don't think that Xenoblade Chronicles looked at the live stream from Final Fantasy VII and went, ah, yes, we will do that thing. Honestly, it's not even anything like live stream. It's a completely different thing. Sniper Follies. Put the sniper on the front lines. Great strategy. This is not funny. I just don't get it. There might be something I'm missing here. I don't know. JRPG tropes. It wouldn't be a JRPG without vague religious overtones. This isn't... Why? None of these are memes. Yep, there is a religious connotation to this image. It's not a meme. Oh my god, like, who did this? JRPG boy! It wouldn't be a JRPG without a mysterious white-haired boy. His hair's not even white. It is literally not white. It is like silver or purple. Not a meme. Hope you're keeping track of our not a meme counter. No clothes, no problem. Okay, so this is sort of a meme, but again, the image that they're sharing is not funny. There are so many other ways you could have made this joke. It's not even a meme that Die Hard, only true Xenoblade fans would understand, because if you've ever played Smash, you'll know that Shulk has this naked ult in that game, and it's because he can do this and I'm getting so frustrated over this nothing article. Oh my gosh. This is the worst one yet. Xenoblade Souls. Literally nobody ever has said this. In a post-Dark Souls world, it's hard not to think about the game whenever a character sits at a campfire. I don't know. I don't have a tough time not thinking of that. I pretty regularly see characters sit at a campfire, and I don't say Dark Souls because it's not a Dark Souls only thing. Campfires have existed about as long as human civilization. Dark Souls did not invent campfires. Newsflash, the gamer. There are no campfire aspects to this game that mean anything, but the difficulty spikes can be linked. This game is not difficult. I'm sorry. Like, maybe it's easy for me to say that as someone that's played the game so much, but Xenoblade overall, if you put Xenoblade on a spectrum of games from easy to hard, Xenoblade would certainly not be on the hard end of the spectrum. I can assure you of that. And number one, the Sinner's Sandwich. And you know what? He was so close. The guy that wrote this was so close. He almost got a real common meme. But it wasn't even the meme that we make. It's not that Fiora's sandwich is disgusting and gross and Shulk likes it even though it's disgusting. The joke is that Shulk is not eating the sandwich. He bites into it and there's no, like, nothing is removed from the sandwich. That's the funny thing. None of these are good memes. This article is terrible. It frustrates me to no end. I refuse to believe that the person that wrote this article ever played Xenoblade Chronicles. And if he did, he certainly did not pay attention or has an awful sense of humor. I'm sorry. If you've spent any amount of time on YouTube, you've seen Watch Mojo videos in your recommendeds, but you may not have seen the Xenoblade Watch Mojo video. Everything you should know about Xenoblade.
Hailed as the first true evolution of Japanese role-playing games, this title redefines everything that you would expect from the genre.
The first evolution of JRPGs? That's not true. Someone hasn't played a lot of JRPGs. It definitely tried a number of new things. It made some interesting innovations, but it's not like, I don't know, Xenoblade's not groundbreaking. Maybe when I was, 13, I thought it was groundbreaking, but looking back, there were tons of RPGs around the same time that were trying, unique things. You had Final Fantasy XII. Final Fantasy XII had a vastly different combat system than RPGs traditionally have. Like, that's just incorrect.
Xenoblade Chronicles is centered on the journey of an orphaned young hero named Shulk, who is destined to save the world.
An orphaned young hero destined to save the world. Technically, I guess he is an orphan, but Dixon's like his father figure. I would not use the word orphan to describe Shulk personally. That's just me. Destined to save the world? Literally, no. He literally is not destined to save the world. The whole game... He is not destined to save the world because the whole point of the game is about going against destiny. It's about changing a future that you don't like. And the future that was going to happen was Zanza was going to do his thing and, destroy everything and blah, blah, blah. The cycle of destruction and rebirth. That was the destiny of the world. That was everything that was supposed to happen. So Shulk literally was not destined to save the world at all. He just was not. God damn.
To accomplish this, he must seek out companions and the Monado.
The Monado? That is a new one. I have never heard anybody say the Monado. Monado? What did he say?
The Monado.
The Monado. That is a weird way of saying that.
An ancient weapon that allows its user to see the future.
It does not allow the user to see the future! It doesn't! It allows Shulk to see the future. Dunban couldn't see the future. This is so, he did not, no way, he did not play this game.
Thankfully, the story does not become predictable and provides gamers with an unusually deep tale that lasts up to 50 hours.
Lasts up to 50 hours? What? You mean to tell... what? That is such a low completion time on a first playthrough. Like, if you beat this game in 50 hours, you are not doing any side quests. That is impressively low. I always put it at like 70 hours about, you know, if you're casually playing. I think my playthrough ended at like 85.
Xenoblade Chronicles takes place within 2 connected worlds. Remarkably, these happen to be the dormant bodies of a pair of Titan-sized robots that were once locked in an eternal battle.
Oh my goodness. What? Okay, hold on. We're gonna break this down. The dormant bodies of a pair of Titan-sized robots. Only one of them is a robot. I'm sorry to tell you, Watch Mojo, that's not true.
Specifically, your character's home is the robot-turned-planet Bionis.
Okay. Every single word in that sentence was incorrect. Your character's home is the robot-turned-planet Bionis. It is not a robot. It is not a planet. And it is not called the Bionis. This man didn't even watch the first cutscene of the game. Oh.
Which has come to be colonized by humans long ago after turning into a fertile biosphere.
What? First of all, there are no humans, they're Homs. Homs were always here. They didn't, like, arrive. They didn't arrive to the Bionis. The Homs were not, you know, swimming along in the endless ocean and decided to set up camp on the Bionis. That's wrong.
The opposing world, Mechonis, has become home to evil robots.
It's not the Mechonis, and it didn't become home to evil robots. I guess evil is a subjective term here, right? They're not necessarily evil. Whatever. Again, the language here is inferring that the robots, you mean the Mechon, arrived there. No, there was a single evil robot, and he built more evil robots.
This RPG stands out for its redefined combat system that merges the best of Eastern and Western design. Basically, it excludes random battles, and combat unfolds as a hybrid of real-time and command-based strategy.
Yeah, I love how he's explaining how great the combat is, and he's just running away. He is not participating in the combat.
You control one character in your 3-person party and wield special moves called talents.
Special moves called talents? The arts are called arts, not talents. You only have one talent art. How could you get that wrong? Oh my goodness.
Between battles, you explore the gorgeous environments at your leisure. This is a non-linear narrative filled with side quests.
Oh, hold on. He just said this is a non-linear narrative. Xenoblade Chronicles has a linear narrative. I'm sorry, there's no changing the path of the story. We're not playing Detroit Become Human here. This is not a Telltale game. You can pause the narrative and do some side quests, but this, for all intents and purposes, is a linear narrative.
Further reducing frustration and fatigue is the game's fast travel system and use of automatic saves.
What? This game does not automatically save. Yeah, so this video came out 10 years ago, so Definitive Edition was not out. There was no autosave in this game. I think what he means is, like, when you die, you go back to the nearest landmark, or the last landmark that you were at. But that's a very strange way of saying that.
In Xenoblade Chronicles, death simply causes you to reappear at the last landmark you passed, with all of your items, stats, and health restored to their previous levels.
Wait, what? Their items? Wait, that's not what happens. That is not what happens when you die. You don't level down when you... What? There's also no items. Xenoblade infamously, or famously, however you want to look at it, does not have in-battle items. If you mean items as in the ones you pick up out of chests and stuff, that's still incorrect. You don't lose them when you die.
The real star of this game is the Monado Blade.
The Monado Blade. He so badly wanted to say Xenoblade. I could tell you that right now. He wanted to call it the Xenoblade.
While it will certainly thrill gamers of all walks, it can also be said that it suffers from poor English lip syncs.
Count me in. We gotta get out of here. Or we can stay and fight.
I mean, I guess. I personally do not remember people complaining about the English lip syncs when this game came out. I might not have heard about people talking about it. I feel like it was acceptable enough Xenoblade 2 is the one that people were complaining had really bad lip syncs. So I can see where he's coming from, but I don't think it was too big of an issue.
These aspects aside, it will draw you in with its astounding tale, high quality of game design, hour-long boss battles.
Hour-long boss battles? How long are you spending on a boss battle? Holy crap. If someone spent an hour on a boss in this game, I'd be surprised that they even got to a boss. I guess this guy wasn't using any of his talents. He wasn't good at utilizing the talents on his talent palette. No boss takes an hour in this game. Oh boy. That was certainly a video. So this next one I'm briefly going to talk about. It is the infamous IGN Definitive Edition review. If you didn't know, when IGN put out their initial Definitive Edition review, there were so many errors.
And 2 new, highly irritating napon. Still, it just feels great to be back with Xenoblade Chronicles' memorable cast of characters, whether it's the lovable meathead Rain or the stoic and inscrutable Duncan.
I'm not going to dwell too much on it because, you know, people have talked about this review at length. They ended up changing it. They uploaded a new one with the corrected audio. What I want to talk about is one comment that they made about Future Connected. This comment makes no sense to me at all, and it certainly makes me question whether or not the person that wrote the script knew anything about Xenoblade.
You spend a lot of time with Melia, one of the weaker characters from the main campaign.
One of the weaker characters? So this could mean 2 things. He's either saying that Melia's character was weak in the story, or she was weak in gameplay. And either one of those statements is incorrect, because Melia is one of the most fleshed out characters in Xenoblade 1, second to Shulk. Shulk is obviously the one that has the biggest arc. Melia's right there behind him. She has a lot of development in the game. Even if you have an issue with Melia, I would not use the word weaker to describe her character. And in terms of gameplay, Melia is actually one of the best characters. It's possible that maybe this person was just bad, in which case maybe you should not have been reviewing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So this last one is actually one that I imagine very few of you have seen. So if you've ever been on the Xenoblade fandom wiki, you will know that a lot of pages have a video going over some of the basics of the character that you're researching, or maybe the location, or maybe the entire game itself. It gives a brief overview. And a lot of these that I've seen are not good at all and just have incorrect information. So if you're a fan of Ruby at all, you may know that there's a character named Neo. Ruby is one of my favorite shows. I like it quite a bit. And the other day I was looking at Neo's article, and there was a video describing a little bit about her. And they make the statement:
since Neo doesn't speak, the most we hear from her is a giggle or a gasp, which are portrayed by Mario Party voice actor Meg Turney.
I'm sorry to say that Meg Turney does not at all voice Neo. She actually voices Neon Cat, who is a different character. I know it's a little bit easy to get that mixed up, but I think Neo's voice is far more important, because Neo is actually mute, so she does not speak, and the only sounds she makes are made by Casey Lee Williams. She's one of the main singers for the soundtrack. I feel like if there was any character to get the voice actor wrong with, it should not be Neo, the character who does not have any lines. There's a pretty important piece of lore, like Neo doesn't talk. Whatever. That's enough complaining about that. But anyway, so that got me thinking, well, what are some of the Xenoblade ones like? And there's one for Shulk here. Let's just give it a watch.
Shulk is the main protagonist of the game Xenoblade Chronicles. He has messy blonde hair and blue eyes, and as a child was one of the only known survivors of an expedition to retrieve the legendary Monado. As a young man, he has become a methodical researcher dedicated to the discovering of the secrets of the Monado and unlocking its power. He first wields the mighty sword when Mechon attacks Colony 9.
Shoot!
Thank goodness you're here!
Damn kid! So you're still alive!
What? Okay, so So, also, again, if you've ever been on a fandom wiki, you'll know a lot of them will do spoiler protection. They'll have a banner up here like this. Like the Xenoblade one says, "The future doesn't belong to you. For those who have not completed games in the Xenoblade Chronicles series, this page contains spoilers regarding the plot." So it lets you know, hey, there are going to be some spoilers on this page. Well, the video is even above this, and it has a major spoiler in it, and the spoiler doesn't even need to be in the video. The guy in the video is talking about how Shulk first fought the Mechon when they attacked Colony 9 at the beginning of the game. He used the Monado for the first time against them. And that's true, that is correct information. But why are they showing footage from the very end of the game where he's attacking a Telethia controlled by Dixon outside of Colony 6? And he's not even using the Monado. This is like, he's using his replica Monado, which again is a spoiler. Like, we should not be seeing that he has a different sword here at all. You see the whole party. Fiora is a f***ing robot. You see Mecha Fiora over there, and Melia and Dunban. Like, you're getting completely spoiled on all the party members. And Dixon is clearly in an antagonistic role in this scene. This is like so many spoilers, and they don't need to be here.
Shulk is a dedicated, brave-hearted man who cares greatly for the people he loves. Though he lost his parents at a young age, he was fortunate to be surrounded by people who loved and cared for him. He is very close to Fiora, who he shares mutual feelings for, and is generally forgiving and kind, though he can be vengeful when the fate of those he loves is at stake.
Why are we still looking at this scene in Colony 6?
Especially when he sees events that hurt the people he loves.
Why are we seeing footage from Xenoblade 2? Why is this here? This is not relevant. This scene is not relevant to knowing Shulk at all. This is the end of Xenoblade 2.
On some occasions, he sees the future but is unable to change it, which frustrates him. Shulk gets along well with his friends. He and Rain...
No! He said Rain! Why?
...treat each other like brothers, ever since they were children. He looks up to Dunban.
Dunban? Why? There's nobody quality check these videos.
...as his mentor, and he has great affection for Fiora, who often cooks for him.
Wait, we already said that he has feelings for Fiora. Why are we bringing up again that he has great affection for her? Can I also point out that all the statements this guy is making are very general? Like, if I didn't know anything about Shulk and I watched this video, all it would tell me is like, he does not like when his friends get hurt. He's a very kind-hearted man. He likes to work with machines. These descriptions are not in-depth enough to give me any sense of who Shulk is as a person, which I imagine is what this video is supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be like, you know, in conjunction with this article, you know, I let this video play and I read the article, but like, no, this is a terrible video.
Shulk has just 8 normal arts, compared to most other playable characters in the roster, who have about 15. His arts focus on positioning, which makes him a bit weaker when fighting enemies head-on, because he has to wait for the perfect chance to strike.
That's just wrong. He's not weaker when fighting enemies. Some of his arts are really, really good. He can have 8... this person doesn't play the game. They didn't play the game.
Shulk has 5 skill trees. Integrity, the very first one that can be unlocked.
What? No, there are three skill trees available at the beginning. You don't unlock one at a time. You only unlock the hidden ones way later in the game. That's just wrong.
To learn more about Shulk, make sure to check out the Xenoblade Wiki.
No, I will not learn more about Shulk from you people. Sorry. Oh boy. Okay. This video is getting kind of long, so what I'm going to do here is cut it, and if you guys like the video, I will do one of these for each of the other Xenoblade games. So we're gonna have, you know, worst articles for Xenoblade 2, worst articles for Xenoblade 3. We're gonna have a cool sub-series going on here. But let me know down in the comments, have you guys seen any awful Xenoblade articles before? Or what did you think of these? Did these frustrate you as much as they did me? Because, oh my gosh, I'm sick of seeing this stuff. It's making me angry. Special thanks to my channel members, and super special thanks to Toplay and Polygloom, who are legendary Blade members. You guys rock. Alright guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.